I pretend like I don't remember your name. Every masterpiece turns to blasphemy. When I close my eyes, yeah, I still see your face. We were the thunder and the lightning, burning fire started from a spark. I would spend you just to watch you twirl. It was us against the world. You were the rain falling on my skin. Yeah, I was dying when you pulled me in. I was your rebel and you were my girl. It was us against the world. Yeah, I'm pale and gray, all dust and fade. When I call for you, all I hear back is pain. Every song must end, even diamonds fade. When the darkness comes, I'll count up my mistakes. We were the thunder and the lightning, burning fire that started from a spark. I would spend you just to watch you twirl. It was us against the world. You were the rain falling on my skin. Yeah, I was dying when you pulled me in. I was your rebel and you were my girl. It was us against the world. We were the thunder and the lightning. I was your rebel and you were my girl. It was us against the world.
What we tell them? No. Listen, man. Tell them, man, we are come for you. Hey, run, boy. We have the back science for him. Tell them wicked things. Watch it. That's why. Drop it. That's right. You hear me? Tell them, madman. Watch it. That's right. Drop it. Hey.
Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the VGL Challenge Battles. My name is Blueberries. I will be your host for tonight here in Europe for those great games coming up together with me. The two guys here who are casting those matches with me. No one else than Jaws and Tasty Bacon. Jaws, back to the UK where I'm just coming from. How's it going?
It's going pretty well, man, and I am so looking forward to these games today. We are going to have some real killer ones.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm really excited. We can talk a lot about the series coming up. We can talk a lot about the schedule. We have seen them already a little bit, so let's take a look here very quick on what's going on today, ladies and gentlemen. The first game of the night will be Rising Lotus versus Lemon and Lime, and this game, there is so much to talk about. So I would like to welcome Tasty Bacon here. Bacon, man, this game, I think you know more than anyone else about those two teams here. First of all, the question, how's it going, my friend?
It's going pretty good over here. Got a nice night's sleep. Got to have a little bit of extra time this morning when I woke up. Made myself a nice breakfast, and I am ready to go.
All right, we're ready to go, and so are we. We're waiting for the teams to come online right now here to check out and start the draft. One very, very interesting feature, what we have here in the VGL Challenge battles for the first time is the double ban draft. So the double ban draft has been used for this season, for this first split in the Vainglory 8, where you two guys, of course, has also some experience. Bacon, how would you describe, like, what does the double ban and draft add in comparison to the regular draft, which is now in-game?
I think the biggest difference is, well, obviously, you have that extra ban in there, but it deepens the hero pools on both sides of the map. You have both teams now have to worry about the fact that, let's say you're a player that really focuses on like 2 or 3 heroes specifically, and you're phenomenal with those 2 or 3, but then there's a bit of a skill drop. Like you're still very good with the rest, but you're not as good as those ones. Your opponents can know that and then ban away 2 or 3 of those top heroes for you specifically. And so you can target a player that has a weak hero pool. It just increases the hero diversity. We've seen literally every single hero in the game played throughout the first 4 weeks of the Vainglory 8 because of the double ban draft format.
All right. Well, yeah, I think it adds another layer of in-depth strategy and that kind of stuff. And then on top of that, with what is now available, is all the data coming through the API, which is from Super Evil Megacorp now public, basically available, which you can get all those information about the teams. You know, there are many sites out there, all great. I'm sure you know most likely all of them. Jaws double ban draft. You know, I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you think this is right with looking at the increasement of the amount of heroes? Do you think it is the logical step, and how do you enjoy it?
Yeah, it definitely makes sense as more heroes obviously are released, because if you are going to stick to one ban kind of thing for each side, you're going to see the same ban, I think, for the next 6 months, and being probably Adagio Lyra, for example. And it just makes sense, right? Like most other MOBAs at the moment, they are moving towards these bigger ban pools, so more heroes can get taken off the play, and make sure that teams aren't just sticking to one strategy as well. Because if you do ban away, say, a Lance and Adagio, for example, on one side, and a Lyra and, I don't know, a Baron or something on the other side, it really does open up the pool of heroes and compositions that people can pick.
All right. So we are now checking with the teams, and I need to check here with Lemon and Lime, since it looks that there is a little bit of an issue with one player who needs to be set up. So we have plenty of time today. We have Denial Esports versus Fluffy Chickens later. Mousesports versus Late Cobras, there is a little bit of an issue going on. We tried to sort it out, however, we couldn't find a solution right now. So this matchup might be postponed to later or even tomorrow. We will keep you posted, hopefully throughout this show, otherwise on social media later. So we'll hop on a short break. Apologies for that one. We'll hook up the last player here with the right stuff to get it going, and then we will start with the double ban draft of Rising Lotus versus Lemon and Lime, which will be a best of 5 series. So a lot of stuff to watch, and I'm sure that there is even more storyline to tell, since Rising Lotus has some interesting points, and we can talk about the strategy, why they got picked by Lemon and Lime in a couple of minutes. We will be right back. Stay with us.
Understand it, I'm a fucking bandit. Understand it, I'm a fucking bandit. Bandit, 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 bandit. Understand it, I'm a fucking bandit.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Challenge Battle Preview. In this video, we're going to have a look at the upcoming Challenge Battles. This season, we have the unique feature of allowing the top Challenger teams to choose their opponents, which makes things very interesting, as the top Challenger team can decide to fight a tougher opponent for potentially more points, or take less points and an easier path into the Vainglory 8. The Vainglory League Challenger Series started with 64 of the top teams from Europe 4 weeks ago. Each week, teams battled it out in a double elimination format until only 3 remained. The bottom 3 teams from Vainglory 8 are Rising Lotus with 8 points, Denial Esports with 3, and Mouse Sports with 0. The number 1 team from the European Challenger Series is Lemon and Lime. They've chosen to face up against Rising Lotus, the toughest opponent they could have chosen, going for broke and taking a shot at the precious 8 points Rising Lotus are currently sitting on. In their minds, this is the beginning of their run to the Spring Live Championship. Lemon and Lime have a diverse hero pool which will be hard to draft against, as well as an aggressive playstyle that oftentimes catches opponents off guard. The gutsy decision to choose Lotus is reflective of their playstyle on the fold.
Left, right, and center, they're going for the Vein Crystal. Would they give up a kill? Yes, they will eventually get a kill, and they give one off at the end, but that is going to be it. Lemon and Lime, they're going to take this one absolutely perfect.
The number 2 team from Europe is Late Cobras, an 11th seeded team that showed up out of nowhere. They've chosen to face up against Mouse Sports, debatably the easiest path into the Vainglory 8, but awarding 0 points. Cobras absolutely demolished opponents through the Challenger Series, beating almost every top team at some point in the tournament. Late Cobras enjoy running hyper carry compositions and excel at clean team rotations and team fighting. If Late Cobras get comfort picks and are not shut down early, expect to see them playing in Vainglory 8 next split. Just so everybody's on the same page, Late Cobras did rename themselves as they used to be known as Fnatic Gaming.
They're just going to 2-0 the number 1 seed.
The number 3 team from the European Challenger Series is Fluffy Chickens, a compilation of incredibly talented players. At their best, they are easily a Vainglory 8 level team. Consistency seems to be the question for this squad. This could be our most evenly matched series, and we can expect Fluffy Chickens to put up a major fight during these challenge battles.
Damage, attack at the back is going to get popped as well. Termination Protocol from Grey Matter, here's 3, but is it going to be enough? He goes into Infinite Reboot, just gets killed. Versus Judgment comes down, almost killing Aeon instantly, but Lane King follows up with the damage. I think he's just too strong at this point, but I take that back instantly. Alohawk's going to be able to pick up that kill, and a double kill, in fact, comes through. He takes out Class King.
Matches start at 16 CEST, 7 AM Pacific this Saturday at twitch.tv/Vainglory League. This has been your Challenge Battle Preview. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.
Alright, welcome back, and we are so close to start the draft. Everyone joined, so we can start, I think, in a second. In the meantime, we have watched the review. Thank you very much, Humanist, and by the way, big shout out to Humanist. If you guys didn't know, just got very healthy son. Congratulations. I hope all is well. I hope all is good. Big shout out to him. Give some love in the chat, and we are going to start the draft in a second here, and let us quickly see if
the draft begins.
Oh, there we see. All right, that should work fairly well. So let's take a look at this, and let's take a look if things are working out fairly well. Both teams should have joined here the draft, so we are excited for this first double draft here to happen. And there are a couple of seconds left. We see the bonus time. Bacon, the bonus time, what is that?
So bonus time is a new feature with the double band draft format, so that teams have extra time that they can use wherever they need it. You know, a couple seconds being used here, the first ban, but typically you see it start to come out after the first wave of picks, you know, into the second wave of bans is where teams will start to use it. It allows them the flexibility to be able to have more time to react to a specific ban or pick as they come out. But we're already getting through this pretty quickly. Both of these teams having a pretty good idea of what they want to do. It's going to be Adagio and Lyra both getting picked.
Absolutely. So those are very, very strong meta picks, so we don't have to talk about this. Very obvious, not getting banned, but getting picked here. And we see the continuation right now with Glyph being banned here as well. And let's see what is the second ban, the fourth ban here for this first series.
It is going to be Rising Lotus on the A side. They are the Vainglory 8 team, so they get to start on A side to start off this best of 5 series. There's so much on the line here. I mean, this is the best challenger team from Europe, at least the first place challenger team from Europe, and they chose to take on Rising Lotus, who has the most points of any of the Vainglory 8 teams in the challenge battles, arguably the strongest team in the challenge battles from the Vainglory 8, but Lemon and Lime, they took the chance. They wanted to go after those points.
Absolutely. So they want to go for the 8 points of Rising Lotus Bacon, and those points are more than any other team of the challenge battles compared in North America and Europe have. So that being said, 8 points. There is a chance, I don't know exactly the math, maybe you know, but Lemon and Lime, it seems like they are hungry for London. They are hungry for the first Western Unified Championships, and I'm very excited to see how this series is going to turn out. We have a Black Feather pick here for the side of
Black
Lemon.
Feather.
Yeah.
I really like the Black Feather pickup here for Lemon and Lime. Black Feather, it's one of Mr. K Cool's strongest heroes, and he's going to be very happy to have been able to pick that up.
All right. So let's take a look how Rising Lotus is going to continue here with the draft. Might use the bonus time here already. I see a little bit going on there in terms of disconnect and connects of the team. So most likely a lot of communication here involved in the process. Both teams know what is on the line. 8 points gives a good shot to go into split 2. And then of course May 19th to 21st, London it is at the O2 Arena. There are the first Western live championships. I'm really excited for that one. And Lance is coming here to the fold as the captain of the team. Lance compared, you know, to I mean, together with Adagio, looks interesting. Let's see what the last pick is here. Cruel, Bacon, that composition. Is that something you see a lot, or is that something which surprises you here looking at the double draft?
I'm a little bit surprised to see the Kroll and the Lance come out, but both of those work really well with the Adagio. They can both really get onto a target's face, and you can then apply the Gift of Fire really easily. This should be a very strong matchup for Rising Lotus. I also really like Kroll into any of these healing compositions. You can pick up a Poison Shiv first item on Kroll. It synergizes incredibly well. It gives him literally everything that Kroll wants. And you can then start applying Mortal Wounds and diminishing those heals. It's such a great item, especially on 2.3.
Right, well that sounds interesting. Lemon and Lime with the last pick here. Lyra and Blackfeather look strong, and I'm excited to see what they go for. I have no idea what will make sense here. Oh well, they already answered that one. That is interesting. Bacon, how do you think about that one?
So typically we've been seeing weapon power in the lane, crystal in jungle, period, end of story for most teams. They could still put the Celeste in jungle. This is something we have seen, and I feel like that may be what they do. Just put the weapon Blackfeather in the lane against Adagio. He can do pretty well to start off with the Book of Eulogies, be able to heal up. My concern then becomes for that jungle matchup, because Kroll can do very, very well into the Celeste in the jungle. She really doesn't have much to be able to get Kroll off of her.
All right, I'm really excited to see how is this first game going to turn out. It's a best of 5 series. Players are loading right now into the fold as we speak. A lot is on the line. It might be maybe the most interesting challenge battle here. Not talking the others down. I think they will be really good as well. But you know, Lemon and Lime, they choose the top shark here. Rising Lotus with 8 points. This storyline is super exciting. I'm hyped for this game. I can't wait, and now we have loaded onto the fold, and we can kick it off right now finally. Jaws and Tasty Bacon, good luck and have fun with this game.
Thank you very much. And as we do jump onto the fold, very interesting competitions, like you were saying there, Tasty. I really like this Celeste pick. I really do. Same with the Black Feather as well, coming out from Mr. K Cool. But one of the reasons why this is really interesting here, this matchup specifically, is Lemon and Lime were undefeated going through the gauntlet the other week. and Rising Lotus were in challenge battles before the split started. So Rising Lotus now having to defend their position against Lemon and Lime, who just look so dominant already.
Yeah, Lemon and Lime have been looking pretty clean when they play up to their performance. Rising Lotus, though, they're going to start aggressively. They're going to steal away that mid treant and now retreat back to their side of the map. Lemon and Lime, though, looks like they may want to try and answer this. Everyone's sticking together here in the middle. We could be getting a level 1 fight.
We might just do that. A lot of speed ups on Lemon and Lime, so they're going to be able to kite away from Hell's Devil fairly easy. Agony using that new Kroll skin as well. It's looking pretty baller, if you ask me. That's definitely what I'm getting, man. He turns like ghost-like when he uses his speed up. Like, who doesn't want that?
I'm actually a little bit salty because I spent like 4,000 ice on opening those chests to try and get him, which is more than he's going to cost when he comes out for ice, and I didn't get him. So a little upset about that, but
feels bad, man. Stuff right there. What? I mean, you got loads of other stuff, so you know that's good, I guess. But we're gonna have the Celeste in the lane, like you kind of predicted there. Mr. K Cool obviously in the jungle with the Black Feather, and yeah, you mentioned obviously we do normally have the Crystal in the jungle with the weapon power up in the lane. How do you think this is actually going to affect coming into the early to mid game portion of this?
I don't really think it's going to affect it at all because with Lure being playing the carry Adagio, they're both actually going down the Crystal route in the lane, so it ends up kind of being a wash there. It's really just going to be a matter of what can Agony do on this Kroll early on? Can he play safe and have a solid early game? Will he go aggressive and try and make it a great early game, or is he going to get aggressed on and get shut down? That's going to be up to Mr. K Cool to try and make it happen and fight around this Ancient Treant. Nope, that's going to go over to Agony.
Yeah, he was trying to do it. Didn't really get the on point necessary, but Agony is going to pick that one up. And you mentioned earlier, picking up that Poison Shiv first might really, really help against Lemon and Lime's sustain damage and kind of sustain as well through obviously the Lyra. In patch 2.3, which we are on live right now, this is quite a big item. I've heard Scoundrel talk a lot about it. He's talked very, very highly of it from what I remember. Do you think it's going to be kind of one of those items that people are going to rush first?
In certain situations, I feel like it should be. Especially one where you have a healer on the opposing team. It's the perfect situation to pick up that Poison Shiv. We saw Dark Potato do it in the Vainglory 8 on patch 2.2 and had massive amounts of success with it. It's been working for me in solo queue, and if I can win with it, means pretty much anyone should be able to.
Oh my goodness, Lemon and Lime end up trading a kill there. Celeste picks up first blood, but Lua is going to be able to secure a kill here as well. Mr. K Cool is off to the side. Agony's going to come into the lane as well. Ghost is going to be able to back off without too much of a problem. But Agony maybe a little bit too late on the rotation there, but still trading 1 for 1. But more importantly, Apfel getting first blood.
Yeah, that first blood bonus can do so much for you if you're able to then turn it into a small item lead and use that to carry yourself through the early stages of the game. But as we see, in terms of the items finished, Lure actually is the one who ends up with the first tier 3 item completed, getting that alternating current. Very big item for Adagio, almost necessary for him to be able to have success in the lane. And so he's going to look to just try and maybe push an advantage here, but both sides with that healer, lots of sustain. The poke game is going to be pretty tough for either team to really excel at in the early going.
Yeah, definitely Apfel. You saw him there just taking a lot of damage from the burning of Lure. And that's going to be the massive problem here with this alternating current to boot as well. There's a lot of trade damage there, and he's going to have to back off fairly sharpish if he does get aggressed on. And Hell's Devil, we've seen him time and time again on this captain role. Like, especially on Lance, just going so aggressive with these impales, especially in this game as well. They know they can kind of push this out now because Apfel doesn't have the big burst damage he does in the early game. And actually, Agony is going to pick up Mr. K Cool there as well, while I wasn't even looking.
It's going to be a nice kill. Again, Agony, if he can get a few kills early, it can really get this Kroll going. He's going to get stunned up, though.
Yeah, that's that bright bulwark really helping just disengage Lemon and Lime, but Hell's Devils yet again just trying to go for that impale. Did obviously miss, but like you said, if Agony gets ahead on this Kroll, it can just be a massive thorn in the side for Lemon and Lime, because the best thing that Kroll does, and he does it really well, is chase people down. Lure actually chasing down Apfel there as well, trading a lot of damage. Ghost being able to heal him up, there's not going to be too much of an issue for Atfel, but the problem is now, Lua, he has got that lane advantage.
I do really like that Apfel actually went for the Frostburn first item. That will go a long way towards helping to keep Agony off of the target. And whether he decides to go onto Mr. K-Cool or onto Apfel himself, being able to add that slow. Lyra has some slows as well, so there's even slows coming out of Mr. K-Cool. It's going to be a lot of difficulty for Agony to be able to stay onto a target once they start getting all their abilities off.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that's the name of the game for Lemon and Lime, right? Just make sure they can kite Agony. Just make sure he can't get those stacks down and just smite someone away. Otherwise, they're just going to get run down. I mean, they've got a little bit of mobility, yes, but the problem is, if one of them goes down, it's going to be easy for Hell's Devils to follow up. However, Lemon and Lime are going to follow up this one. Agony is going to be there in the brush. They aren't going to be able to do anything too much. Agony, maybe pulling the trigger a little bit too early. Maybe had to wait for Lemon and Lime just to engage a little bit further. Ghost is going to be there with the Sigil, though, to make sure that everybody escapes fine.
And, I mean, that's going to be the concern I have for the composition that Rising Lotus have. Can they get enough damage or enough weakness stacks onto targets before Lure ends up falling? Because you have to figure Mr. K-Cool and Apfel are going to be constantly trying to get onto Lure. It will be their biggest damage threat. And Mr. K-Cool is going to be able to just ignore Hell's Devil. Use that Rose Offensive, can get right past, through the Githyan walls, through the Impales. There's not much that he's going to be able to do there, so it's going to fall onto Agony to get those weakness stacks up. And if he's focusing on Mr. K-Cool diving onto the back lines, that then frees up Apfel to get a little bit closer and get some damage down onto the back lines as well. So I think Lemon and Lime really just, in terms of what the compositions are trying to do, they had a bit of a superior draft because their composition works very well into what Rising Lotus are trying to do. They both have very clear identities, but it's just a matter of who's going to be able to pull off what they want to do.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, the identity thing is quite apparent. Hell's Devils actually. Nice Githyan wall onto Atfel. Will they be able to follow up? Impale comes through. Only Roots 1. Agony's going to be there, though. Ghost is getting chunked out with the smite come down, but Agony almost falling instantly in the fight. Has to pop the reflex bolt. The fountain coming out as well to keep Lemon and Lime keep the Lemon and Lime in the fight. Sigil's there, just going to speed boost them out, and Hell's Devils almost turned that one around so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, again, the right now, Lemon and Lime, they're trying to take advantage of Agony before he really gets to this incredibly tanky, ridiculously beefy stat of Krull. They almost took him out there. They do get a mental bad, but we have another fight.
Another fight. K-Cool, Jones jump on Lua. Here comes the first. Not really doing all too much. Ghost is going to be able to escape there, and the poke damage coming out from Atfel is just too much for Rising Lotus to handle. They do decide to disengage. Ghost was fairly low as well, so maybe a bit of more of a mutual disengage. Agony picking up the breaking point now, and they picked up the gold miner as well. So really, it's all an advantage for them.
Yeah, so breaking point completed. Did receive one of the heavier nerfs to attack speed with the overall attack speed nerf. As everyone who's read the patch notes knows, all heroes essentially got an attack speed increase due to a bug fix, but that then resulted in all items getting an attack speed nerf, because otherwise you'd end up with attack speed being a little bit too powerful. But it was Breaking Point had its attack speed reduced by about 15%, which was a pretty heavy hit for that item. Also had a couple other changes, reducing the max number of stacks and things like that. So overall, a much weaker item, but still
Lemon and Lime. Hang on, I'm going to have to interrupt you here real quick, because they're going aggressive. Fountain is going to get popped. Same with the reflex block. Apfel's going to have to run away, get smited. 400 damage from Hell's Heart as well. Is going to catch Mr. K-Cool. Does manage to block it, however. Is going to be able to run away. Agony still chasing underneath the turret. And Agony's going to have to back off there very quickly. Atfel, though, just stepped a little bit too far forward. Those weakness stacks kept building up for Agony. Boom, smited away.
And that was a really good fight for Rising Lotus. They were able to get onto their target, and that was Apfel. Meanwhile, they weren't really able to do much damage back to Rising Lotus, largely because Apfel was taken out of the fight so quickly. That's going to be something they need to be wary of. Apfel needs to keep himself at the back lines, but there's not really much protection for Apfel because there's so much focus on trying to dive onto the back lines from Lemon and Lime. And given the fact that they want to be focusing the backline so heavily with this composition, I'm kind of surprised at how little attention has really been put onto Lure when these fights have broken out.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you just hit the nail on the head there, Tasty, that they can't actually get on top of him because they're too busy kind of dealing with Agony. Like, they kind of want it. They maybe try to get the engage off, or re-engage at least, is what's been happening so far. But Agony is just providing so much of a nuisance that they can't actually do that. Rising Lotus are going to rotate to the lane, though. Impel does land on one. Mr. K Cool is going to be in a little bit of trouble. Does get Githy and more. Luer still doing a lot of damage. 500, that's a lot of damage coming out from Atfel. Soulstorm going through as well. Hell's Devils is going to be able to disengage fairly quickly. Mr. K Cool had to make sure he got that fountain heal. Same with the Sigil as well, but Agony half HP, and they are just going to poke away at this turret. Hell's Devils got to be careful there, buddy. You're going very, very low. And, well, just gets sniped out. Okay, fair enough. Heliogens is too strong, and Atfel just takes him off the face of the fold.
Yeah,
Didn't even see that coming.
A little bit too greedy, trying to stick around, trying to help clear out those minions, but Atfel just takes him down. And just like that, Lemon and Lime, they turn a fight in their favor. They're able to get onto Lure, and when they can get onto Lure, they can win the fights relatively easily. Poison Shiv comes out from Mr. K-Cool. That is a ridiculous amount of sustain that he has right now. A Serpent's Mask, a Poison Shiv, and a Lyra on the team. That is, like, it's going to be so difficult for them to take Mr. K-Cool down.
Yeah, he's not dying. Let's be honest with ourselves, Tasty. They've got a fountain as well. He's got all that sustain, and he's got Sigil from Lyra. He's not going down anytime soon, and he survived through these team fights fairly well, and he does dive in, goes fairly low, backs up again, fountain gets used, and boom, full HP. Too easy for him.
You can see
Trades,
Agony.
actually. Wow, that was
interesting. Not sure
interesting.
if that was intentional, but here we
We'll
go.
have to wait and see. Oh, hang on a second. Lemon Line getting jumped on from Hell's Heart. Does land on Mr. K Cool. He's going to have to kite back, but Ghost is in the back line now, just stunning everybody up, or at least snaring them. Soulstorm comes through. They got to jump onto Luer. They need to find him. Burst comes out, only hits Atfel. But Lemon and Lime still chasing up this fight in Agony. Will he be able to survive it? No, he will not. Those weakness stacks, the smite doesn't come through, and Lemon and Lime take another advantageous fight, and they were split up there, Tasty. 2-1. Ghost was behind, put down the Bright Bulwark, and just completely negated the engagement from Rising Lotus.
Yeah, if you're gonna get split up, I guess it's the best case scenario is to have your two carries be the ones that are involved in the fight, and then have your captain come in late, be able to apply all that utility. You know, they were able to get plenty of damage down. Again, the Poison Shiv really did great work onto Agony. Agony was not able to heal up to the same level you would expect. And right before that fight happened, I was actually going to point out Agony seems to be building into a Poison Shiv of his own. So definitely because of how much sustain is on Mr. K-Cool, a absolutely must-buy item for Agony this game.
Well, you aren't half wrong. Hell's Devils tried to do something there. Tried to get an Impale off, just didn't manage it. And look at Atfel now as well, man. Those Heliogenesis, they're doing a lot of work, and very, very hard to spot them sometimes as well. From Hell's Heart, does get blocked, doesn't like an engage coming out from Rising Lotus. Bright Bulwark, it's going to be used. Lemon and Lime kiting really well, and Agony is just going to fall here, and Luer couldn't really do much at all. Those Heliogenesis just doing so much work. He's going to have to force him out of this engagement, and Lemon and Lime played their composition out there perfectly, Tasty. Just kited back, kited Agony, focused him down, and picked up the kill.
Yeah, they've said basically, you know what, we were having trouble getting onto Lure, so we're just going to refocus our item compositions to focus on taking down Agony. The Poison Shiv keeps him from being quite as durable as he wants to be. You've got the Broken Myth stacking up throughout the entire duration of that fight, which is just increasing Atfel's power. And of course, the Atlas Pauldrons also being used from Mr. K-Cool to just make Agony not be able to have the level of impact that he wants to. As a result, Lemon and Lime, they're able to take a couple fights in a row. 2 turrets now taken down in their favor, and they've got themselves a pretty solid gold lead as well going into the 15th minute. Kraken going to be spawning, and this is when things start to really get tense.
I like to imagine when the Kraken spawns, he just kind of eats the gold miner. Just kind of like
I'm pretty sure that's
gobbles
what
him
it's
up.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like,
what it looks
drags
like.
him down.
Go back, come back with me. I will take your place. And do you know what's really funny as well? I'm not sure if anybody caught it on stream, but Hell's Devil tried to get over the wall by combat rolling. And that is the funniest animation ever when you see a Lance just combat roll into a wall. So he doesn't go anywhere and he just kind of tumbles and it looks like he just fell into a wall. It looks pretty funny. Did recover his fall though, no worries. I'm in a line, maybe looking for an engagement here, Tasty. Hell's Devils is going to find more. Mr. Kegel getting hunted back there from the Githian wall, but no real engagement does come through. Double Impale, however, does land, and Agony taking a lot of damage, but they are surrounding just Mr. Kegel now. Burst of Judgment is going to separate the whole team, but Mr. Kegel is surviving for so long. Agony almost falling. Solar Storm comes out, finishes him off, and Luer is just going to get soloed out as well for the double kill. That fell. This guy is an absolute monster with his Heliogenesis. Passageway is going to follow through, and I can't imagine Hell's Devils is going to get out of this one. He ends up falling. The ace comes through. Lemon and Lime, they're looking pretty hot right now. Pretty sweet to their sour-looking name.
I'm actually kind of surprised that they didn't just go and take down the Crystal Sentry while they had the opportunity. Instead, they want to get the lane pushing. They want to start with this Kraken. And throughout that entire fight, they picked up a 3-for-0 ace, with no one on the team really dropping below half health until the very end, and the fountain was never even used from Ghost. That is how much sustainability Mr. K-Cool and Apfel have with their itemization choices. They have just played this composition just about flawlessly after the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the Poison Shiv and the Serpent's Mask, plus the healing from the Sigil. It's just ridiculous. Mr. K-Cool was, I reckon he was alone for about maybe 3 to 4 seconds in that entire engagement, where the Verse of Judgment came down and Ghost and Apfel couldn't really help him, but he just sustained through the whole thing. He sustained for a Githian wall, Tasty. Like, how? How is he doing this?
The other thing that Lemon and Lime have done extremely well has been blocking the From Hell's Hearts coming out of Agony. That is a very long stun duration when it hits, unless, you know, if it's point blank, it's not quite as long, but they have been able to block that out. Even when it's thrown point blank, it's generally getting blocked either by a reflex block or by Mr. K-Cool with the Rose Offensive. It's just looked so good for them, but here we go.
Whoa, that was a triple Githian wall. Hell's Devils trying to make something work now, but Lemon and Lime yet again, they're kiting away. Agony in the front line, and he is just going down like a ton of bricks. Luer is going to be just trying to do something in the back line, but just could not help for the rest of his team. Ends up falling to Mr. K-Cool. Hell's Devil, yet again, the last member alive. And Lemon and Lime, they're just going to push forward. I think they're going to pick up this first victory. Best of 5, remember, so they've got a lot to think about coming into the next game. Lemon and Lime starting off today very, very strong.
Unbelievably strong. This was such a well-played comp from Lemon and Lime. And again, the adaptation from Mr. K-Cool, this is a hero that he has played so much of, and every single time we've seen a Black Feather go weapon power, in really since almost he came out, it's essentially been Serpent's Mask into a breaking point and then build tanky. With patch 2.3, with the itemization changes, he flips the board, he goes Serpent's Mask Poison Shiv, just becomes this invincible force that is constantly healing up. The Poison Shiv did come out of Agony eventually, but by the time it did, there's already too much of a lead built up by Lemon and Lime that just wasn't able to make enough of an impact.
Well, gentlemen, what a first game here for Lemon and Lime versus Rising Lotus, taking the lead in this best of 5 series. Great game, very nice team fights here pulled off from Lemon and Lime and Rising Lotus. I'm really excited how they will approach the draft of game number 2. We received your feedback. There is a little bit going on with some lags on the stream output. However, the players themselves, they do not experience anything. That is just a side note. So we might actually jump on a short restart and then get things rolling on our end, because we want to continue to enjoy the games without any interruption and any lags, of course. So stay with us. We will be back with game number 2 in a second.